Well, I thought I'd start off with this. Out of all the tools, I think that this is probably one of the most convenient things I've ever had. I worked at a shop and they had belt sanders there. I think they were made by Wilton. And ever since I worked that was when I was like 21, 22. I started there. And ever since then, I've seen the need for a belt sander. And so I picked this one up. This is actually an adapter. It's a Craftsman 8-inch 1 horsepower grinder I bought. I paid $100 for that. And then I bought this adapter at the farm show. It's made by Multi-Tool. And I paid $100 for it. And it's a nice piece of equipment. Anyway, if you do metalworking, you have to get you a belt sander, I'm telling you. That's the most, I use this, every time I build something out of steel, I use this, every time. Something else that was convenient that I came up with is, I picked up, always need portable lights. Well, I picked up these desk lamps at, where'd I get them? Oh, like St. Vincent de Paul's or Goodwill or something like that. And these ones I happened to get, I got 2 of them for $5, and they were missing the light cover. And so I used an old soup can or bean can or something, and I picked up some halogen bulbs on a closeout. But they're really good to have around for stuff. The thing that makes this lamp really good is I made a mounting bracket for it, and it's a magnetic base. It's got those neodymium rare earth magnets in it. It's got 4 of them. They're out of hard drives, I believe, or something. But this will stick to anything, and it'll stick horizontally or vertically. And anyway, that's been a really good tool for using around the shop because I can literally put it anywhere. Anything that has metal on it, it'll stick to it. So that's been another tool. I've had that for a long time. Another tool that I use all the time is these Scotch-Brite pads. I use them so much now. I quit. I started buying them by the box now. These are the 7447s. These are the ones I always get. I always get the same grit, and usually they're pretty coarse when you very first pull them out of the box. And I don't throw them away. I just keep them around, and as they wear down, they get finer and finer. And so I use them more for polishing on the end, but they're really good for cleaning stuff up. Anyway, that's another handy deal. I've been using these for years. And then I like these clamps, these no-twist style clamps. This one here's got a quick set on it. I like them because they have a lot of jaw force on them, and they work pretty good. The only thing is they're kind of small. So for bigger jobs, I made a bigger set. I got 4 of these. And they work pretty good. You can get a lot of pressure on those. So if you ever need some clamps, these are worth investing in. I got these from Inco. And I've got a bunch of cordless drills, and my latest addition to cordless drills is my little Craftsman 12 volt. It's a lithium ion battery. I paid $60. I think they got this on sale. They have them on sale for $69. This thing is a really nice drill. It's got pretty good power, and it weighs like nothing. You can put this in your pocket, and it'll actually drill holes, you know. So it's a nice drill. For the price you pay, it's a 2-speed gearbox. I don't know what the RPM is, but it works pretty good. Not bad for $69. Another deal, if you guys are welding, of course you know about these automatic lenses. This one here I bought. I bought the whole helmet and everything. It's a Radnor, and I don't like the helmet, so I use it in my old Huntsman, those old cardboard Huntsman. But the lens was nice, so I put it in there. And then the other thing, took me a long time to finally start breaking down and using one of these. But once I did, I really like it. It makes the welding a lot easier. because you don't move when you flip your helmet down. So anyway, that's really worth it. And the other thing I use is these lenses, magnifying lenses, for my bad eyes. And I wear my glasses underneath. This is the number 2 because my eyes are really bad. But if you're doing TIG welding or some really fine welding, I even use it when I'm MIG welding. If you want to do good welds, you have to see what you're doing, and this really helps. Even people with good eyes should probably put maybe one in there that's half as strong as this, and I guarantee your welding will improve because you'll be able to see. Oh, let's see. Couple of ratchets. One of them I've had for a long time. Got it from Snap-on. Really small head. This is basically a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, except for it's 3/8 drive, and it's really handy to get in tight places and stuff. I use that quite a bit. It's been pretty good. I've never wore it out, and like I said, I've had this since I was 21 or 22 also. And then another one I've had the same length of time that I've had to have this replaced. It's a Master Mechanic. I got the original one for free out of a car as a tow-in abandoned vehicle. It was in the trunk, and it was all rusted up because they had car batteries back there. But then I used it for a couple of years and wore it out, and I knew that Master Mechanic had a warranty, so I took it in and they replaced it. And the reason I like it, number one, I like the size. It's got a small head, and the handle's just a wee bit longer than some of them, so you can get a little better leverage. And the other thing I like is it's really fine toothed. So you don't have to move the handle much to get it to ratchet. Anyway, that's my favorite ratchet. I've probably got, I don't know, 6 or 7 3/8 drive ratchets, and this is my favorite one out of all of them. Another deal is center punches. I gotta go get another center punch. I use these inertia punches, I guess you call them. They're automatic center punches. I've got this one here has a really small point on it, and the reason I like it is if I'm doing layout and I've got scribe lines, I can actually feel the scribe lines with this. Like I said, I've got bad eyes, so it's hard for me to see stuff really good anymore. So that's what these are good for, is I can actually feel the scribe lines that I've scribed and know where I'm center punching, and then click it and get it going. And then the other center punch that I use on a regular basis is one I made. You can see from the material changed. This was actually a tap at one time. I guess they're pulley taps or something. Long shank, regular tap on the end for doing where you bore down through and just thread the last 3/4 of an inch or so. But I've had this for, I probably made this 30 some odd years ago too. The tip is really, really hard. I can center punch your center punch with this. That's how hard it is. And then the shank is softer, so it kind of absorbs the energy and keeps you from blowing it up. But in the 30 years I've had this, I've only thrown it on to sharpen it up maybe once or twice to freshen up the point. In 30 years. And this is my main center punch for making big center punches. Anyway, so if you ever see any laying around, or actually you could probably make some by brazing a regular steel shank onto a piece of a tap, and you could probably make one. Anyway, it's a really good center punch. A couple of scales, of course, everybody's got these. This one I've had for quite a few years. You can see it's got the corner nicked from where it got a little close to the cutting tool once. This is a Starrett. When I was younger, I could actually see these lines that are 10 thousandths apart. Anyway, that's a pretty good scale. I've got 4 or 5 of these, but usually I grab my Starrett one or my Mitutoyo one when I'm measuring stuff. Another scale that I picked up that's really handy, I use this weekly, is these it's a General Hardware, I don't know what, it's a reference scale, I think. On this side it has measurements up to 6 inches, and then it's got decimal equivalents right here. And then you turn it over, and then it's got your drill sizes for all your bolt threads for tapping. These are for 75% threads. Got pipe on there, metric ISO. Then it's got a deal for, it's got the formula for figuring out yourself if you want to figure out the exact size. It's got the formulas on there. Anyway, these scales, I've actually got, I think I have 3 of these, and I keep them in a couple of different places, and just where it's convenient, where I do a tapping or drilling or whatever and I need a quick reference. I also have a decimal equivalent on the wall, but these are really handy because they don't take up any space. You can just use them anywhere, and they're inexpensive. And of course, the other thing that goes with that is the Chinese-made calipers that you pay $10 for. These are not very accurate. I think one of them I had was off over the 6 inches. It was off about 6 thousandths, and it progressively got further off the further you went. But for quick, they're really good for just a quick measurement. If you want to know something's, you know, the right size or whatever, to make something, it'll get you within a couple thousandths or a few thousandths. And they're only $10. So like I said, I've got like 3 pairs of these too, and I leave them at various places around the shop where they're convenient. And another deal, this is a score I got from the one of the flea markets. Is this little small Starrett square. This is really handy to use on the lathe and in tight places like that. And if that scale's not small enough, it comes with a second scale that's even smaller. I've wanted one of these for a long time, but I wasn't going to pay the $80 that they wanted for it. This was 30 years ago. They wanted $80 for it. I don't know if they get it for it now. And Jack. And anyway, so I picked it up at the flea market for like $15. What a deal! Anyway, I use that quite a bit too. And then you need a good drill press vise. This is a cheap one, but the way they're made. What makes this one really nice is this bar that it has in the center. And the problem with most vices, when you tighten down a piece of material, the back jaw rocks. It will rock up and tilt your material at an angle. Number one, you don't get your hole straight, and number two, it makes the drill bit want to catch when it goes through, and makes it tough. So if you get a drill press vise, look for one that's got the bar in the middle that the jaw rides on, and that keeps that jaw reasonably square, so it doesn't tilt back. Anyway, those are just a few of the tools that I use on a regular basis that I like and are handy, you know. See ya!